Am I the asshole for cutting off my daughter after she slept with her sister's husband?
No, God!
Okay, this one screams messy, so we will get into it. Am I the asshole for cutting off my daughter after she slept with her sister's husband? So, this was posted actually not that long ago on July 3rd, my birthday, 2026. I, 59 female, have 2 daughters. Emma, 35 female, and Chloe, 33 female. Emma has been married to her husband, 36 male, for 11 years, and they have 2 children together. Chloe has been married to her husband, 34 male, for 8 years, and they have 1 5-year-old son. Okay, so both relationships have some time under their belts. That's, I don't know, in this instance, not good. About 6 weeks ago, Emma called me just after midnight, completely hysterical. She told me she'd suspected for months that her husband was hiding something. He'd become distant, constantly guarded his phone, and was always finding excuses to stay late at work. That night, after he fell asleep beside her, she looked through his phone for the first time. If you have that gut feeling, though, go through the phone. You will find something on the phone. No matter how hard people try, there is something on that phone. She found years of explicit messages between him and Chloe. The affair had been going on for almost 4 years. Oh my God, that is devastating. 4 years is so long. That's half of one of the sisters' relationships in the marriage. Emma was devastated. She kept asking me how her own sister could do this to her. Exactly. How could you do this to family? Your sister. What is wrong with you, Cruella de Vil? That's evil.
A monster!
A few days later, we were at my brother's birthday party when Emma confronted Chloe outside. Chloe denied everything at first and insisted Emma had misunderstood. When Emma said she'd read the messages herself, Chloe completely fell apart. She started crying, admitted the affair, and kept repeating, "I don't know why I did it. I'm so sorry. It was the biggest mistake of my life." Of course you're crying now because you got caught. That is the only reason she's probably apologizing. Emma asked how 4 years could possibly be a mistake. Chloe had no answer. The argument escalated into a screaming match. Chloe tried to slap Emma, but several relatives stepped in before she could. I do not blame her for slapping. I would do it 500 times. Chloe's husband quietly took their son home after realizing what had happened. Within days, he told Chloe he wanted a divorce. Rightfully so, in my opinion. Emma also filed for divorce after her husband admitted everything. After it all came out, Chloe called me 82 times in one day. I answered once because I hoped she was calling to explain herself. Instead, she cried the entire time, begging me not to abandon her. She said she had already lost her husband, was probably going to lose shared custody of her son, and couldn't bear losing her mother too. She said she knew she didn't deserve forgiveness, but begged me not to hate her forever. You're forever blocked. Goodbye, never again, not seeing you, I don't care if you're my sister, best friend, Gandhi, God, we're done. I told her I couldn't look at her the same anymore. I said this wasn't one bad decision, it was years of lying to her sister, her husband, and the rest of us. I told her I loved her because she's my daughter, but I didn't want contact with her for the foreseeable future. Since then, I've ignored every attempt she's made to reach out. This is where my family thinks I'm wrong. My sisters say Chloe has already lost everything. Her marriage, her relationship with her sister, many of her friends, and likely the family she dreamed of giving her son. They say she's genuinely remorseful, has started individual therapy, and isn't trying to justify what she did. They argue that if a mother won't stand by her child after they've hit rock bottom, then who will? They also reminded me that cutting Chloe off means my grandson is growing up without his grandmother, even though he's done nothing wrong. I understand all of that, but every time I think about welcoming Chloe back into my life, I picture Emma reading those messages alone in the middle of the night, realizing that 2 people she trusted had been lying to her for years. I don't know if I can move past that. My family says I'm punishing Chloe for something she's already deeply regretting. I feel like I'm simply refusing to pretend it never happened. Am I the asshole?
Hell no!
No, you're not the asshole. You are putting up a boundary, in my opinion, morally, and standing rightfully by your daughter. I know your other daughter is the one who caused this, but no, I think you could cut her off completely? Maybe that's a little bit harsh. I mean, people make mistakes and grow and learn from them. Obviously, this is a huge one you should have already known not to make, but I think as her mom, you do have to keep that door slightly open, but however long you have to keep that door closed for you and Emma's safety is however you see fit. To the comments now. Commenter 1. She's not genuinely remorseful. She's sad she got caught. Duh. Yeah, obviously. Can't you have a relationship with your grandson via his father? Tell your sisters to mind their own business. This is between you and your daughters, nothing to do with them. OOP, I can kind of have a relationship with him, but the problem is that he wants his child to grow up closer to his own family who lives in another city rather than his ex-wife's family. I mean, if you are the grandmother, you will do whatever it takes to see your grandson. That still doesn't mean that you have to see your daughter or keep that door open, but I would drive, I don't care how many hours to see my grandson. I don't care what that distance was. I would make sure that I'm present there for those moments that I need to be present for. When you care about somebody, you take those steps and you make it count. Commenter 2. I mean, I personally can't think of anything my kid would do that would cause me to cut her off permanently, but I would probably take a break for a while to organize my feelings. There is 1000% nothing that could happen that would make me willing to cut off my grandkid. What Chloe did was unforgivable, but I would ask you, how would you feel if something happened to Chloe right now? If you don't feel anything, then you have your answer about what you want to do. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You can still have a relationship with the grandkid and keep that boundary closed with the other daughter, but also as the mother of the daughter, you do have to, I don't know, have some sort of open dialogue at some point, and the ability to forgive, I think, is what makes people very strong. I know she feels mama bear right now for Emma, but over time, I think that could change with that boundary she wants to keep up with Chloe. OOP said, it depends on what happens to her. If she is struggling with her mental health or got into an accident, I would obviously help her like a mother would. I admit I might have been harsh when I told her for the foreseeable future, but I was thinking of my daughter Emma and how she would be feeling right now. I love both of my daughters equally from the moon and back, but I'm just torn in this decision. Commenter 3. You have a daughter that has been completely destroyed by her own sister and her husband. She's the one that needs your support, not the one that chose to cheat on her husband with her own sister's husband. She made the conscious decision of 4 years. That's not forgivable in my eyes. She made the decision. She can face her own consequences. I'm sure her soon-to-be ex-husband will still allow you to be part of your grandson's life. Reach out to him and let him know you are not speaking to her, and just be there for Emma and her kids. OOP, thank you so much. I have reached out to him, but haven't heard anything back yet. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. She can still have a relationship with the grandson through the husband. I'm sure right now husband is processing a lot.
I'm sorry.
Obviously, a lot. Probably doesn't know what to think. Just wants everybody to leave him alone. And that's probably why she's not hearing from him right now. This post was not even a week ago. All right, we have an update. I know it's very early for me to post an update and I wasn't planning on it, but after reading the comments on my first post, I decided I needed one final conversation with Chloe before I completely closed the door. I went to her house yesterday and I expected her to be emotional after calling me 82 times in one day, but she was surprisingly calm. I asked her the one question I still couldn't understand: why? She admitted she had been attracted to Emma's husband for years. She said what started as admiration eventually became feelings, and over time they crossed a line. Instead of ending it, They kept convincing themselves it would be the last time. She insisted she regretted everything. I asked if she had spoken to Emma. She told me the only contact she'd had was one text before Emma blocked her on everything. Emma told her she destroyed her family, taken away her children's home, and that she hoped the affair had been worth losing a sister forever because, as far as she was concerned, Chloe no longer had one. Yeah. Emma blocked her immediately afterwards. Chloe also admitted she later waited outside the school gates, hoping to speak to Emma when she came to collect the kids, but Emma refused to speak to her and warned her to stay away from her and the children, and told her that if she ever approached them again, she would regret it. And Chloe left crying. Obviously she is very regretful, but this would have continued on. This would have happened if nobody caught it. So she's really just probably more regretful for the life that she's having to mourn because, yeah, she has lost a sister and a husband, and a lot of people are against her. And that is, yeah, she has to lay in the bed that she made.
Good day, sir!
I told Chloe her waiting outside the school was completely inappropriate, regardless of her intentions. She insisted she only wanted to apologize and prove she cared about Emma. I then asked if she truly felt remorse. That's when I completely lost my patience. Instead of taking full responsibility, Chloe started telling me Emma's marriage had already been falling apart, and that Emma and her husband had been drifting apart for years, and that he often confided in her. Ew, terrible behavior by a sister. She admitted the affair was wrong, but repeatedly tried to place part of the blame on Emma, saying if their marriage had been happier, none of this would have happened. That is one of the most evil things that you could say. If your marriage would have been better, this would have never happened. No, if you wouldn't have stuck your grimy fingers in the marriage, they may have actually had a marriage. It's your fault. I was furious. I honestly couldn't believe I had raised someone capable of thinking that. I told her there's no marriage bad enough to justify secretly sleeping with your sister's husband for 4 years. I told her I wasn't just disappointed, I was ashamed that she was my daughter. The more she tried to justify herself, the angrier I became. Go, Mom, at this point.
Love it.
Maybe you do close that door forever. The conversation eventually turned to her own divorce. She talked about how difficult everything had been for her and how her husband still plans to move to Washington with their son to be closer to his family. She said she may have to move there too if she wants to stay close to him. As she spoke, I realized almost everything was about what she had lost. Yeah. Me. Her marriage, her home, her reputation, and possibly seeing her son every day. Very little of this was about Emma or the damage she'd caused. At the very end of the conversation, Chloe asked if we were cool now. Cool?
Excuse me.
No. Not cool. May never be cool. Again, I told her no, we were not cool, and we might never be. I said that if I ever found it in my heart to reconcile with her, it would be on my terms and in my own time. Not because she thought one conversation could erase 4 years of lies and betrayal. I walked out feeling angrier than when I arrived. I honestly don't know what to do anymore. I love both of my daughters, but after that conversation, I'm not convinced Chloe truly understands the pain she's caused. This story is so messy. It's got family, it's got cheating, it's got lies, it's got divorce, which this poor little 5-year-old, it's not only the divorce that he's going to live with, it's going to be the family dynamic that he's going to grow up in. I'm a child of divorce. It is not fun. No matter what age you are, your world completely falls apart. Luckily, he's probably too young to realize that at this time, but when the Christmases get tough, when unfortunately Emma and Chloe get in the same room again, which will probably happen, it's not going to be good, and he will feel that tension, and somebody will have to explain the why to him at a certain age, and he will not like what he has to hear about his mom or his uncle. Chloe honestly sounds like a narcissist. Yeah, she probably is a narcissist. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but I think it fits here. Think about it if you think I'm overreacting. In order to be able to cheat, you'll have to put your empathy into your partner and others who might be affected aside and let your ego win. Chloe had to do this multiple times for 4 years. Who knows how many times they cheated? It could be over 100 times, and Chloe had to put aside everyone's feeling in favor of her own. Her victims were her husband, sister, son, nieces and nephews, and her mother. All of those people she's supposed to love the most. The fact that she was able to do this over and over again to the people that she claims she honestly deeply loves is disturbing. And then for her only to care about herself afterwards, again, I think she's a narcissist. I do not think she has empathy. I think she can fake it, and I think she has done that this time, but I don't think she actually has it. Maybe she thinks she does. Yeah, narcissist is thrown around a lot. We learned that, 5 years ago, and now it's just like, you get a narcissist, you get a narcissist, you get a narcissist. But there are people who do have an inflated ego and an inflated sense of self, and that is really all they can focus on. And it's not good when you encounter these people, but when they're your family, probably safest thing to do is just close that door if that's what you have to do. OOP said, my husband passed about 7 years ago. When he was alive, he gave Chloe special treatment because she was the baby of the family. I treated both of my daughters equally, and we often had fights about Chloe due to unfairness, etc. He would do things like make Emma share what was supposed to be hers and give half to Chloe. Give Chloe bigger, better items because he didn't want to upset her. We did divorce later on due to something else unrelated, but that did play a huge part. I did try my best to be fair to both my kids, and I genuinely think I was. I'm not trying to blame my late husband here. I'm just saying what he was like. There may be a part 3 that is updated to this later. This is just a messy story.
Jesus Christ.
I genuinely don't know. After reading this fully, I'm kind of on board with Mom. I don't think Chloe can be in my life anymore. She does not care about Emma. What about her nephew? What remorse does she have for that child? That's the person that I am most grieving for in this situation. That kid had no say in any of this, and a lot of people had no say in this, but his whole world is just completely blown to smithereens. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she is the asshole. I think putting up that boundary with her daughter is probably the best thing that she can do right now. For Emma, too, you do have to be protective. At first, I wasn't so sure about her being that harsh with her daughter, but now I can see that there were years and signs of Chloe probably putting herself before everybody else, and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back. So, hats off to Mama. I do not think that this is bad of her. I think that this is absolutely warranted. And Chloe, you are not a good person, dear. If you could do this to your sister and to your nephew, you could do just absolutely diabolical things to strangers. I want to stay absolutely as far away from Chloe as I physically can. That is scary. We don't like Chloe. No. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and follow for more.